When talking about the stance and swing phases, we can see them in regards to walking and running. Whenever we walk, we're going to spend most of our time on the ground. Therefore, most of our time is going to be spent in the stance phase. A little bit over half, specifically 60%, is spent in that stance phase. Therefore, the other 40% is spent in the swing phase, giving us that cumulative 100% of walking. Now, specifically breaking down the stance phase of walking, we have two different ways in which we'll use it: double support and single support. Whenever we first initially make contact with our foot, the other foot of the other leg is also still going to be on the ground for a little bit right before it lifts off. That characterizes the first sign of double support, or that first 10% of double support in the stance phase of walking. Then once that back leg picks up off the ground, we have now entered single support, where we will spend that all 40% continuously in single support before this other leg contacts the ground and that front leg becomes the back leg, where it now enters the last 10% of double support in the stance phase of walking. And so the double support, the 20% of the double support stance phase of walking is split up into a beginning and end, whereas that middle is taken up by a cumulative and continuous 40% of single support stance phase of walking, giving us the whole 60% of the stance phase of walking, when combined with the 40% of the swing phase, gives us our 100% and walking cyclical pattern.